All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So there's still about 15 minutes left in live trading. You can see it's 3:15 Eastern, or sorry, 3:45 Eastern right now. I think I've seen enough to be able to make this video. I've got a little bit of a busy day, but I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to make a tilray specific. I'm going to cover a number of stocks, and then I'm actually going to do a breakout of the two ETFs. So that's my plan for the 1, 2, 3. But look, there are a couple echoing themes that are in my head right now. Number one, long weekend, and nothing specific to Tilray, but very much inclusive. It's scary to hold over a long weekend. Now, if you're long and strong, obviously it means nothing to you, right? But for someone like me, that's always a consideration, all right? Number two, look, there's a potential sell the news as we come to the actual first day of legalization on 4/1, all right? I know a lot of people are very, very bullish. I know a lot of people are expecting good things, but excuse me, you know my videos. I'm not here to pump. I'm always here to consider both sides of the coin. And I'll be honest, I think I'm a little worried about the first, but hey, maybe I'm wrong, okay? And then just lastly, there was some bad news yesterday, right? Some of the senators said that they don't want to do it. Listen, I don't care about that. Clearly the market didn't care about that, but I'll touch a little bit about that as well, all right? So very, very excited for this one, and I think we're at an interesting place right now, all right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it all right? So let's get into it. And again, before I get into the technicals, and yeah, I will give you my thoughts of what the last 15 minutes are gonna look like, give or take, right? But there's a few general things we got to talk about, all right? So the first and most important one is Monday is the first day of legalization. And I'll be real honest with you. Again, I'm going to call myself an ignorant American. I don't know if, because they're in Europe and I'm here, right? Like, I don't know if it's actually Sunday versus Monday, if it's Monday versus Tuesday. I'm telling you, I don't know the details like that, right? But in my head, come Monday morning, that's the actual first day. And I sincerely am so 50-50 with what I think is going to happen. All right. I know there are a lot of people bullish. I know there are a lot of people that are thinking that's going to add more fuel to the fire. And believe me, that is definitely one side of the coin, right? But I mentioned it on my last video. I think I care less about the first day and way more about the 90th day. I want to see 3 months. I want to see a full quarter of data, of actuals. What's the sell-through? Is it actually what we were thinking? What's the taxable revenue? Is the black market winning? There are so many questions that I think it'll take about a quarter to see what it's looking like, right? But again, buy the rumor, sell the news is a very fundamental trading phrase, right? It is. I think most you hear that when you're a beginner, and it starts to mean a lot more as you kind of see it happen, right? But my genuine fear is it's sell the news. And now listen, I am not talking about a crazy drop. I am not talking about like crap. Like, I can see it being a healthy cool down because of that. Okay, we can easily come all the way down to 220 and still be very bullish. Truth be told, we can actually drop all the way to 206 and still be bullish. Just let me believe the 200 moving average has been broken on a stock that has been devastated pretty much since it's been in existence, right? It did well that election year not that long ago in 2020. I was hoping that this election year, 2024, would mimic it, and hey, so far it's seeming it. But look, we literally can come down almost 20%. No one wants to lose 20%, right? But I could see a pullback. I could see it still being healthy. Now, look, I'm going to zoom out one more time, all right? One of the things I easily see, and I'm so sorry for the noise, there's some cleaning in the house, very much needed. The RSI looks very common right about here, all right? I can see it hitting that line right there. You obviously saw me adjust it for that. A little bit right there, a little bit right here. It's used to being at that high 40, let's even call it a low 50, right? I can see us getting really high, coming back down, and then just rerunning, all right? That's what I could see. And again, when I say sell the news, I don't want you to think that I'm like doom and gloom. I can see it being a healthy reset that maybe brings us down to 220, maybe even goes a little bit lower to that, 215 I talked about not that long ago, right? I can see us maybe retesting it. Listen, the other side of the coin simply is volume. That volume has been no joke. That is a very, very healthy climb. It's gone even bigger at a relatively healthy pace. And I actually think it's like, there is a real, right? Like I'm actually very 50. I asked it on Twitter. I asked it on Stock Twits. I asked it on a bunch of different Discords. I don't know. I don't know. And I think, to me, I'm leaning on the fact that we're running a little hot. Look, this is a 78. Again, I'm going to talk about the other one shortly. This is a 70 something, and you can see it's kind of peaking down a little bit, right? High Tide had a real big wick this morning, right? Again, like, they're all in the 70s, and I know 70 isn't crazy necessary. Well, what's SNDL? Where are you at? Again, they're all, yeah. It feels like a lot of profit has been made. And this kind of transitions me into the next one. Look, long weekends are scary, okay? There are people that make money just by being able to find news better than others. Whether it's good news or bad news, they're able to react better than others can. Tomorrow, there's no trading. Saturday, there's no trading. Sunday, there's no trading. Imagine something happening on Friday. All of a sudden, everybody else gets Saturday and Sunday to find the same information and probably react the same way as you, right? So there's a real big, even the 2-day weekend, most people actually unload. Most people like me, right? Not the long and strongs, but people like me unload almost most of it and then get ready to reset and retackle the next week, right? So the law, and look, this is a very extreme situation, but let's be honest, Enron has shown us everyone is capable of doing it, all right? Imagine if the CFO got caught stealing. Imagine if an executive is caught with like an underage child. Like, imagine if the worst of the worst happens and you can't sell until Monday. That's scary. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that's going to happen at Tilray, but there's always a long weekend moment. All right. So I talked about the buy the rumor, sell the news of the first. I talked about the long weekend. I want to really quickly talk about the bad news yesterday. All right. Some senators said that they don't want the reschedulization. They thought it would be bad and this and that. Listen, all of that, just throw it in the rumor mill, throw it into the rumor pot, and just keep stirring it, all right? Buy the rumor, sell the news, all right? It's just, to me, good news, bad news doesn't matter. It's all a rumor right now. There is no real facts on reschedulization, except for a number of different opinions. And again, I know there are so many opinions that come with it, but end of the day, the Vice President of the United States, Kamala, is the second most important voice in the nation right now, right? So to me, her saying yes is way more important than some senators saying no. Even a good combination of a number. I'm going to give her voice more power, right? You got to respect the title. let's get into the technicals. I think that's a good place for this, right? So, my goodness, I hope you see it before I talk about it. Doji, 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 all right? What is a doji? Let me just click into it. The day opens at 247 right here, runs all the way up. Actually, falls a little bit too, and then is basically sitting right at the line, right at the end of the day, right? There is so much uncertainty today. And I think that's a combination of, excuse me, long weekend and potential sell the news, all right? So I think this doji, especially because it is on an important line, it's a resistance, right? And once you're over all five, the goal is to draw some good lines. So I think an important candle on an important line really emphasizes that Monday will be a big day. Again, I'm here really 50-50 with it. I'm excited to hear what you think, right? But there are always two sides of the coin. There's only 5 minutes left. My goodness, where are we on the 1 minute? Ooh, the 1 minute's trying to break all of these. 1 minute is actually trying to maybe even make a move to 248 if it could get over that. What's the 5 minute look like? Because there's basically 6 minutes left, right? Where are you at? 5 minute? Oh man, it's basically riding the 8 and the 20 down. No, I don't think we're going to escape that 246. I think we're probably going to just end it right here. Again, that's actually not a bad thing. Again, I'm just more curious. Where did CGC? It's kind of recovering a little bit. Okay, again, to me, all of these red days are still healthy. Monday, I'm not sure if it's going to bring a bigger red day than we've seen so far. To me, it is all good if it does, as long as we're over the 200 moving average. If we keep going up, we will probably rip past 270, and I think it's now worth drawing the next line. I think we're going to that. I think 321 is next. All I'm seeing is nothing. Red, 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 green, 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 red, red, red. Oh my. And then one more time, if we can break the W, oh my goodness. So yeah, I think 321 is going to be my expectation. If Monday is a good add to the fuel, I'm going to say we come down to 2 otherwise. All right. Big, big doji on a big, big line. Interesting to see. Again, MACD is still positive. RSI is the only thing that's making me think maybe it's a consideration that we're going to come down. You see it kind of curling, but I actually think, yeah, look at that. The green is actually still over the red. The green RSI is at 77. The red line's at 76 and change, right? So I see the volume coming this way again. This was a short week, and I always put short weeks in a different bucket. So yeah, I like my thoughts there. Oof. Again, I still stand by it. It looks like the 270 line's a little harder of a resistance on the weekly than on the daily, because obviously that's basically where the 100 moving average is. I think I'm going to still say my comments. I think we still actually might rip through that if it's clean and we go there. And actually the weekly's setting up pretty nicely. So I hope I'm wrong. I do hope that there is no sell the news. I do hope that Germany pushes through and it keeps adding. Believe me, if I'm wrong, I'll adjust. If I'm right, I'm ready to attack on that as well. All right. So as always, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Oh, I appreciate you all so much.